Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Sorry, I just had to. Sorry, I had to. I saw it right down.
I don't really get the reference, so I can't really. I don't really get it.
I don't think any of us got it. What is it?
It was Monty Python. It's a thing where the Spanish Inquisition just randomly shows up because nobody expects them, and they just pop in and go. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I've seen that. Actually, saw that one time. That movie's hilarious. All right, but enough joking about Monty Python. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our next installment in the CCR Journey Through Album Review Series. We got Nick, who boldly says the last song sucks. Jason, who made a live stream for everyone, even though this is on my channel. So he'll have that sentiment on next live stream he has on his channel, probably on the Music Hall of Fame series. Then we got the cross tie commotion dude, Scott. And then I'm here enjoying the fact that the nighttime is the bathroom on the right time.
I can't take that seriously. I'm gonna have to laugh every time you say that. I can't even look at the name. I gotta look at the right corner.
But yeah. Well, it was your idea, Scott, before we went live. But yeah, well, we're talking about Green River. This is the third CCR album, released in 1969. The second of 3 CCR albums released in 1969. Again, wow, the fact that you got 3 albums in 1 year. 2 of the 3, at least that I've listened to, are of high quality, and I assume the third one is of high quality too, based on the singles of Willie and the Pool Boys. So right now we're 2 for 2, and in the same year. Mm-hmm. Man, it impresses me how they were able to release so much in so little time.
I agree.
Yeah. We got Briar in the live chat, and we didn't even summon Queen.
We didn't say Queen did.
He says, "Man, I just finished recording a video just in time to watch this." Oh, cool! So you get to hear our thoughts on.
I was thinking. Well, I will argue and say that I do have a Queen CD in my basement, so maybe he sensed that there was a Queen CD in the basement. So
I've got an album that can summon Jason.
Oh.
I have this because it may or may not be one of my top 100 album videos coming up.
Okay. Awesome. Right now, I'll say this. I'll just say this on record. If an album that would summon me would probably be, because it's probably the album I've raved the most since going more into music. It's probably Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's an amazing album. But I guess before we got.
Hey, Mockingbird
in the live chat. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing, Henry? We discussing some Creedence Clearwater Revival. Great band. Thriller. Great. I love that song. All right. So, brief thoughts on Green River before we go track by track.
Since I'm first in line, I guess I'll go first. I really enjoy this album. Some great heavy hitters on this. I will say this is my least favorite album from 1969 from them. I still love it a lot, but if you ask me, I'd say this is probably my least favorite of the 3 albums we reviewed. Actually, we'll find out why. But this is some really amazing songs on here. Some, like I said, some heavy hitters. I'm excited to talk about some of these tracks.
Well, I like that we're getting, at least I think we're getting more originals here, and not just banking on the cover songs, even though they do good cover songs. I said this when I did Rolling Stones too. I said I just think they find their voice with the originals, and I think they become the band when they do the originals, and they really become on this album, especially I think with some of these originals. And yeah, like Nick said, they got some really, really great songs here. Some of their best stuff on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it impresses me that you have John Fogerty, who pretty much the brains behind CCR, and of the 9 tracks, he wrote 8 out of the 9. There's only one cover on this album.
Okay, yeah.
Why couldn't we have gotten another good going this Molly?
Do you have any additional thoughts, Scott?
I love this album. This is actually one of my favorite Creedence albums. It's got some very amazing songs on here. I love the cover photo. I love the back photo with them sitting on a fence.
I think
flowers
I think
reference.
I'm just sitting on the fence.
I know, Nick. Since you're talking about album covers a lot lately in the group chat, I'll comment. I'll say of the 3 albums, The Green River is the best album cover so far.
My favorite's Bayou Country because of how interesting it is.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. Kind of gives off a psychedelic look on it.
My favorite Creedence album is also my favorite Creedence album cover.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But I'm not gonna say what that is, even though Jason can probably guess what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my brief thoughts on Green River. I think it's another fantastic album from CCR. Another stellar album with great songs, really amazing singles, some pretty good deep cuts as well. And you'll find out how this album stacks with the other 2 albums, because this I think of all the series that I'm a part of so far, I'm gonna say it right now, we're 3 albums in, and CCR has been the most consistent of all the groups or solo acts that I'm currently diving into at the moment.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Seems like every artist we've covered has at least one not so good album, other than Creedence. But we'll get to their not so good album eventually. It's just there's at the end of the discography rather than at the beginning.
Right.
All right. Well, let's dive into the album. The album's called Green River, and I guess it's appropriate that the first song on the album is also called Green River. We got the title track. This was a pretty big hit for CCR. It went up to number 2 on the Hot 100, kind of going the tradition of all the big CCR songs going up to number 2 in the U.S. But what's everyone's thoughts on this song?
I'll go first. I think this is a really good opener. They're 3 for 3 now with their openers. I'd say I like Bayou Country just a tad bit more. I think Born on the Bayou. I think I like that song better, but this is still a really good song to open up the album. I think if I'm ranking all the songs on the album, this is probably towards the bottom, towards the bottom of the list, but I still really enjoy the song.
Yeah, great opener to the album. It's a iconic guitar riff here, whatever you want to say, the dun 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 dun, dun, whatever that. I really like that guitar kind of riff that goes throughout the song. And of course, Fogerty killing on the vocals again. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
I love this song. This song is amazing. I love that opening guitar. Then John Fogerty comes in. Well, and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good song.
We should at the end of the series we should rank all the album openers, because 6 out of the 7 songs are legendary to me.
Yes, other than well, I'm looking for a reason. But to show you how good this album is, I absolutely love this song, and it's not even in my top 5.
Oh. Yeah, that shows
how good this album is. That's how good this album.
Wow.
This is my favorite Creedence album we've reviewed so far.
I'm in agreement.
Even though I love the other 2.
I agree with you, Scott. Like, this is like towards the bottom of my list, and that's how great the song is.
I love how 2 times now in the first song he'll mention something that's like, "What the heck is that?" And then later on they expand on that in another song. In Bayou Country, with "Born on the Bayou," said, "I wish that I was just chugling down to New Orleans." And like, "What's chugling?" And then we go, "Oh, here's Keep on Chugling." And then on this one, it says something in cross tie walkers. And like, "What's a cross tie walker?" Oh, and there's a song about it later on the album.
Yeah, and
although it's me and my Star Wars brain, every time he says cross tie walkers, thinks about like the Imperial walkers from Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, this album predates it by 8 years, I believe.
True, that's true.
Yeah. Who knew they inspired George Lucas?
George Lucas.
It's a cross tie walk. It's a cross tie walker. Oh boy!
I want you to make a video on that.
All right. Yeah. I think this is another amazing CCR song. It's another great album opener. Born on the Bayou is still my favorite album opener so far in the CCR catalog. But this is still really good. It's very similar to Born on the Bayou, where it kind of evokes that swamp rock feel to it. I love John Fogerty's vocals on the track. Amazing guitar riff. And this is one of those, fun, good time, enjoy the production and the rocking nature of it type songs that really makes CCR one of the all-time great bands. I'm going to say it right now. All the singles on this album are top tier. I think they're all in my top 5. So this is an amazing song, and it's in my top 5 from this album. And that leads into our next song. This song, probably the least known single from the album. I don't think this one charted as high compared to the other ones, but it's Commotion.
This song is awesome. I'd say, like, when I listened to this album, I had low expectations for the song because, gonna be honest, like, for the longest time, this was like one of my least favorite songs on the album. Yeah, this song is epic. The great guitar work, way Fogerty singing it. Again, this did not make my top 5. Just barely didn't make it. It's still a legendary song to me. But yeah, I hope we all agree on that.
Yeah, I thought the song was okay. I think the guitar is really good on it. I think that's probably the best part of the song. Of course, as it is in a lot of CCR songs, I do love the guitar playing a lot of times from Fogerty and the vocals and all that. Yeah, not top 5, but it's a pretty decent song.
This song is a commotion, and I love it. It's very frantic. You got that opening guitar, and it's like boom, bang, bang, a commotion, yeah, a commotion, yeah. Oh, boom, boom. I don't know. I really like this song. It's really fun.
It's interesting because I've talked about in the previous streams. My introduction to CCR when I really got into the band was through the Chronicle compilation album, and Commotion was one of the 20 songs on that album. But I didn't listen to that song too many times. I just didn't really connect with it when I listened to the song. So I was like, okay, I barely remember this song. I know I've heard it, but I barely remember it. So listening to it for this review was kind of like hearing it for the first time. And oh man, I forgot how amazing this song is. Like, it shot up on my ranking just from listening to this album. I love, like Scott mentioned, the frantic nature of this song. It does feel like the whole song is a commotion, but I think it's intentional. I love the fast-paced guitar riff and the drumming. There's even a good bass section in the song too. John Fogerty's again singing his heart out on the song. I love it where he goes in the chorus. Oh, commotion! I love that. And I think it's relatable too because it's about like the fast-paced lifestyle of the everyday life and how hectic it can be. And I think because of that, it shot up to being one of my favorite songs on this album. Like I said, all 4 singles are in my top 5. Which one's number 1, you'll find out at the end. But this song is amazing. And we even got Tyler in the chat. Bad Moon Rising.
Yes.
Hey, Tyler.
We're getting there, Tyler.
How is Commotion on Chronicle, but Born on the Bayou isn't?
Really?
Oh. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's true. Born on the Bayou is not on Chronicle.
I think
it's on Chronicle Volume 2.
I think Born on the Bayou and Golly Miss Molly's better than Commotion.
Yeah, they're both amazing songs.
I feel like Bayou Country wasn't represented enough on the Chronicles album.
Yeah, I think the only song represented from that album on Chronicle is Proud Mary.
Yeah.
That's the only one?
Yeah.
Should have at least got Born on the Bayou on there.
Born on the Bayou's not
maybe
on
Good
there.
Golly Miss Molly.
Good Golly Miss Molly's not on there either.
They have 4 songs from Green River. I feel like it should have been 2 songs from Green River and 3 songs from Bayou Country.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a good compilation album, but I think they were just doing like the major hits. And Born on the Bayou. I don't think it charted though.
That's sad. It's a good one.
But now we're diving into the first deep cut on the album, Tombstone Shadow.
Yeah, this song is epic. It's another song that just barely, like, kind of just, it's like it like I want it to be my top 5, but it didn't make it because I mentioned already. There's heavy hitters on this album, and when there's heavy hitters, there's gonna be songs that don't make the top 5. The guitar work on this is fantastic. I love the part where it's like where it's like dueling guitars in the middle. I would say I feel like we're all gonna agree on liking the song, but I know there is one particular person who's not gonna like it as much. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, there's like 3 songs on here that I don't remember very well. I just remember I didn't care for them, and this is one of them where I can't tell you why. I just remember going through and going, didn't care for it. Move on.
Too bluesy, right?
I think so. Is this the bluesy one? I was thinking there's one that was real bluesy that I didn't care for. It might have been this one.
Man, I like this one. I love the guitar. And Don Fogerty's vocals are very good. And you got the great backing band with the his voice. Tombstone Shadow running across the bay. I just really like the way he sings that. This song is just a vibe. I really like it, and the guitar is amazing. Jacob brought up something about the guitar earlier that I'm not going to say what it is because I know he'll want to talk about it. But Jacob, when you do talk about that, I totally agree.
Excuse me. Yeah, this song is pretty awesome as well. Great deep cut. This to me feels like a more up-tempo version of Graveyard Train from the last album. I like Graveyard Train better.
Really, I like Tombstone Shadow better.
Tombstone Shadow is still pretty good.
I'm in agreement with Jacob.
Okay. I like Graveyard Train better, but
it's because it's still. Sorry, it's like a great jam song.
Really good song. This is still a really fun jam song. Great guitar work on it. The thing that stood out to me most hearing it both times, there's a guitar solo where the whole time it's just. At first, I'm like, is this really cool or really annoying? But it turned into the Keep On Chooglin effect, where Keep On Chooglin, they were playing the same chord for 8 minutes, and it didn't feel old. It all worked together. This dude on the guitar can play. That was John Fogerty. He does the guitar solo. John Fogerty can play one note in a guitar solo, and the song revolves around it, and it works. Man, the musicianship on these songs are amazing. That's all I gotta say.
There's not a lot of people that I can say they can just play one note over and over again and it sounds good, but John Fogerty's one of them. Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac is one of them with the chain guitar solo. I'll have to make a list of more of them.
I was gonna say Jeremy Spencer. Would he be in that group?
No, he plays. Yeah, no. Nope.
Yeah. All right. The final song on side one, probably the big ballad. Actually, I'd say it's the only ballad on this album. Rolls on for everyone.
What? Sinister Purpose isn't a ballad?
I love this song. I really love this song. When I first went through Creance's discography in 11th grade, which I believe like 3 years ago, this song is just so good. This song always stuck out to me like a sore thumb, and I mean that in the best way possible because they don't really do that many ballads. Very, very rarely.
The only other one I can think of is As Long as I Can See the Light.
Yeah, which is on Cosmos Factory. But yeah, this song is awesome.
There's a few of them on Pendulum.
Yeah, Pendulum. I think.
Depending on if you would count, have you ever seen The Rain as a ballad?
Yeah.
And would you guys consider Midnight Special to be a ballad?
It is kind of at the beginning, but then it gets more up tempo.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's very rare for them doing that. But I think they do it really well every time.
What's the name of that song on Pendulum that sounds kind of like Whiter Shade of Pale? That has the organ. That's a ballad, but I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember. Yeah.
If I had I think I remember the name. I remember it's after Have You Ever Seen the Rain? Give me one moment.
It's not I Wish I Could Hide Away. It's not Sailor's Lament. It's been a while since I listened.
You said it had an organ in the beginning, though, right?
Yeah, the one with the organ in the beginning.
I could have sworn it was Wish I Could Hide Away, but maybe you're right.
What's the track listing for?
Well, after I give my opinion on this song, I will. But this song is
I'll
awesome.
look it up while you're doing that.
Yeah. I really enjoy the slowness of it. John Fogerty really belting it out on some parts. He, I think he really showing his true emotions on this one. And to me, this I feel like this would have been a big hit if they would have had it as a single. But I'll leave Jason to give his thoughts on this song.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. This is a great song, one of my favorite from them. And I think it's one of their best written songs, John Fogerty written songs. From what I understand, he wrote it from having some difficulties with his wife, and he kind of came up with this song idea of like he writes all these songs for people, and yet he can't even talk to his wife. He's having all these struggles with his wife, and like this idea of you're getting along with everybody except then you have your wife who you should be getting along with, and that's the one you have trouble with. So I think that's kind of the idea behind the song. And in that case, I think it's just a wonderfully written. I think it's a very personal song to John Fogerty, from what I understand, and that's what makes the song so great. I love that chorus of wrote a song for everyone, wrote a song for truth, wrote a song for everyone, but I can't even talk to you. I mean, such a great chorus line, anyways. And like Nick said, I love that it's more acoustic here. I like when a band can give you different things. They can give you a rock song, they can give you a pop song, they can give you a ballad, and so I like this album for that they kind of did this song and changed it up a little bit. Yeah, it's an excellent song.
I found the name of that song. It's called It's Just a Thought.
Okay.
But this song, wrote a song for everyone. One of my favorite songs on the album. It's absolutely amazing. I like the other guys were saying. I really like whenever Creedence does ballads, even though it's not a whole lot. It's a very well written ballad. Yeah, like I don't really have a whole lot more to add to this. Like Jason said, it was probably very personal to John Fogerty. All I'm going to say about it is that every time I listen to it, I just think, man, this is a very good song.
Yeah, this was a blind spot for me. I'd never heard this one until listening to the album for the first time. And I thought this song was amazing. Great to see Creedence do a ballad. You can feel the emotion of John Fogerty writing this song because he's talking about, like you were saying, Jason, he has all these points in the verses with all these issues. It's like, oh, I can write a song for everyone. I can speak the truth, but I can't speak to my lovely wife because we're not in agreement. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is a very powerful song. It's the longest song on the album, but the production work on it is great. And this may or may not be in my top 5 on the album. So, another amazing track from CCR. If now, for those who have the record of this, you flip the record after Wrote a Song for Everyone, and now we begin side 2 with a bad moon rising. We all know this song.
Oh yeah,
Another new hit on the Hot 100. Unless you're Ireland or New Zealand, it went to number 1 over there.
Okay.
But,
Yep.
At least the people, at least the hobbits in Middle Earth understand good rock music.
Hobbits.
Well, that's where they filmed Lord of the Rings, New Zealand.
Yep.
That's funny. I love this song. This is obviously my top 5. I know that sounds weird for me to say obvious, but the song is so gosh darn good. I don't. If all 4 of us don't have this in the top 5 at least, I don't know. I would be surprised. I'll be a little. I'll be questioning whoever doesn't.
Yeah. I agree. This is one of my favorite early Creedence songs. I guess I don't know if it's called that 60s. I guess version.
I say it's that really early period.
I know. I was like, I don't know what an early period is, but this is the first 3 albums, I guess. So, one of the earlier songs I just absolutely fantastic. This is, it's one of my favorite to sing to. It's so catchy. It's so fun to sing to.
Oh yeah,
I love the kind. There's kind of almost a countryish rock vibe to it that I like, and the bum 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 bum. Like I don't know. I like the.
Right. Now I'm adding it to my playlist.
Yeah, I like that kind of country kind of vibe to it, and great vocals here. And I'm not sure what's going on with the moon, but bad things are happening, I guess, because of the moon. And warning.
Jason, I thought the song was about a bathroom on the right.
No, you have to look at the lyrics.
And the bathroom on the right is on the right time.
I'm trying to think what would make him write a song of a bathroom on the right. Like he's like, I'm trying to write a song.
And how does that go with? Looks like we're in for nasty weather.
Oh, like I see a bathroom coming. It smells of stinky cheese.
Oh my god!
I shouldn't have ate the bean burrito.
I think we found where Roy Crapper went.
I really gotta pee. Don't go around tonight, for the smell will skin you alive. There's a bathroom on the right.
I was like, John, I think you need to change the lyrics. You got something there, but
all right, I'll change all of the rest of the lyrics, but I'll keep that one line, and we'll see if anybody notices.
Yeah.
This song is epic. I love this song. it's not a very long song, but it's a more of a quality over quantity kind of thing with this song. Short and sweet. I love the guitars. You got that Credence thing where John's got his guitar down tuned and Tom's got his guitar in standard tuning to get that different sounds. And then I think there's an acoustic in there too somewhere. But this is one of those songs where it's like you think it was written a lot earlier than it was. It sounds just like an American folk song. And I love the guitar solo, even if it is just kind of playing along with the chords that kind of sounds like the melody. But I really do like the guitar solo on this one as well. And I love John Fogerty's vocals. This song is just an earworm, and it will get stuck in your head, especially the "There's a bad moon on the rise." Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, I actually looked up the track listing. This is the shortest song on the album at 2 minutes and 21 seconds.
Okay.
But that doesn't take away the fact that this is an amazing song. I can see why this was the big hit from the album. It's one of the best Credence songs for a reason. I love the catchy production it has, mixed with the ominous lyrics of "The bad moon rising." And then you got hurricanes blowing, fears of rivers overflowing, and all that stuff. It's funny. I was driving home from this college ministry that I do on Tuesday nights, and I was first hearing the album, and it was like, I don't know, 9:30 at night, and I heard this song, and I was driving along, singing along to it, and it's like, hope you got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. But there's no nasty weather outside, so I should be covered. But so I was like, there was a little bit of a creepy factor to it when I was hearing the song and listening to the album. But I still think it's a great song, catchy song. I don't know if we're going to do a CCR song ranking when we're done, but if we
Top
did,
10.
it would be at least in my top 10 CCR songs. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you were going to say that you were driving down the road and there was bad weather.
And there's a full moon out or something.
Oh, that would have made it even creepier if that was the case.
I had an experience like that the first time I listened to Echoes by Pink Floyd, which it's an epic 20-minute song that has like some scary, like kind of creepy moments in it, but it's like epic. I listened to Echoes by Pink Floyd when I was driving home from work really late at night, and it was foggy out, and you can only see what was like 5 feet in front of you, and everything else was encased in fog. And every time you drove past a lamp, you would see like the cone of light coming down, and in the background, I heard echoes with that. It was an interesting drive back.
Yeah, it sounds like
That's probably why I like that song so much.
It sounds like you listen to some interesting tracks driving on the road at night between that and
Yes. Echoes was cool listening to that late at night, but Wind Chimes late at night was just freaky.
All right, let's get back to CCR. The next song is the final of the 4 singles from the album, and it is Lodi, which is a place in California.
There's also a place in New Jersey that I worked at.
Oh, okay.
As a KCR electric worker. So every time, it was a crappy job. So every time we would go there, I'd be like, "Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again." It's very fitting. It's like, yeah, you're going to Lodi next week. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. I really like this song. Again, this is another song I feel like all 4 of us should agree is in at least the top 5, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I love the song.
Yeah, I agree. This is the best part of the album. 3 songs right in a row. It's just when you get to this part of the album, you're like, oh my gosh, this is one great song. This is one song. This is one. To me, it's like, wow, 3 in a row, just absolute bangers, And yeah, this is another one where it's not a rock song really. It's a little softer, I guess. But man, the melody is so fantastic. The verses and everything, and then that chorus, like you singing, "Oh Lord," "Chuck and Lodi" again. I mean, it's such a great chorus, and yeah, just another one where it's just fun to sing to. Fogerty's great in it. Real catchy song.
Yeah, the storytelling on this one is amazing. I love the guitar. Boom, 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 boom. But going back to the storytelling, just like being stuck in a small town and not having enough money to get out. You can't get money to get out because you're a struggling musician and nobody will pay you any money, and people don't even listen to your music because they're all drunk and aren't paying attention to your songs. Just wanted to get out of this stupid town and make it big. Wonder if there's any personal connection with John Fogerty that's written about maybe when he was younger as a struggling songwriter. I'll have to check into that. But what I really like is the key change at the end, where it goes up and sings it higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another great song as well. This is one. This again, I think much like Commotion, this was one of the tracks I didn't listen to as much on Chronicle growing up. But the older I've gotten, the more I've really, really appreciated this song. It's a great story song. I don't know how personal the song actually was to John Fogerty. I actually read John Fogerty never actually went to Lodi when creating this song. He only came up with the title Lodi because he thought it was the coolest name while reading the California maps. That's why he did that.
Kind of like
yeah,
kind of like Boston doing Rock and Roll Band, where they really weren't a struggling band on the road.
That's crazy, but still a really good song. Again, top 5 song on the album. I agree, Nick. All 4 of these hit songs are really top notch tracks from CCR. All right, our next song is a song called "Cross Tie Walker," and we'll see what everybody's thoughts on this one is.
I really enjoy this song. One of us is going to have a problem with this song for one particular reason, but I will say, even though it does have a particular problem with this song, I still think this is a really good song on the album. It barely made it into my top 5, but just very barely, if you ask me. But I really enjoy the song.
Yeah, I can't say I was a big fan of the song. It's another one of those where I was like, don't remember it much. I remember I listened to it, remember not caring about it, didn't think about it again.
I really like this song. I made my name Cross Tie Commotion. My favorite part, and I know it's a riff that's used a lot in credits, is the boom boom doo 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 doo. Even though they use that in Green River too at the beginning. Wow, it's like, oh, I guess they're reusing that riff again. But I like it. It works because it's slowed down on this one. And I still, even though the whole song, I still have no idea what a cross tie walker is. But I like the song.
I still don't know what a cross tie walker is.
I know what chugling is because they define it in the song, but I don't know what a cross tie walker is. I'm guessing it's somebody who like walks on the train tracks.
Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't think we know. Well, if John Fogerty don't know, I don't know, and to be honest, I don't care. It's Charlie's favorite song on the album. I don't think it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's garbage, but I don't. I wasn't particularly crazy about this song. It's kind of the least memorable. And I think for me, the main thing that took me out of it is when they started playing those chords. I'm like, is this Bad Moon Rising 2.0? Like, this sounds almost like Bad Moon Rising, like with the keys, like the key it's in, the chords they're using. And I was doing a test. I was hearing the song, and then Cross Tie Walker was playing, and I was singing Bad Moon Rising, and it's like, it's almost kind of the same song, but with different lyrics almost. And it took me out of it. I guess it's like the equivalent of like that Dust My Broom thing on that infamous Fleetwood Mac album. But at least Bad Moon Rising is a great song. Like, I love that song. I assume Dust My Broom's a sucky song. I've not heard that album.
It's so bad. It's so bad when you mention it. Scott had to leave stream.
Yeah, it's got.
I
so
don't think it's a bad song. I really like.
No,
I
Dust My
like the rest of this album. I guess it is a little catchy. Like, I added it to my CCR playlist because I think if it was on a different album, I think I would have liked it just fine. But because it's like 2 songs after Bad Moon Rising, this was like, you got an amazing song of Bad Moon Rising, and then you got Cross Tie Walker, which feels subpar.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hopefully Scott will come back.
Yeah.
But all right. we just gonna sit here or just take a slight break and wait till Scott gets back, or do we want to finish the rest of the album?
Figure some.
We're almost done too.
Yeah, we got like 2 songs.
2 songs left.
I guess since we're waiting, I might as well finish my Sticky Fingers track listing that I started. I'd say track 2, side 2 would open up with it's a word for a female dog. I don't want to say it on this stream.
Yeah.
And then I'd say yeah, I'd say Can You Hear Me Knocking, and Wild Horses closes the album.
Okay, Scott just commented on the messenger. His internet's acting funny again. Okay. All right.
I was like, oh no, we're also.
I'm back, and I found out what a cross tie walker was while I was gone.
Oh, okay. What does it mean?
Just like Kugelin, it's made up by Fogarty.
Oh, okay. I had a feeling.
And it's about. I thought I was kind of right. It's about.
You guys should have a Mardi Gras. Oh my god.
You guys should be. Oh my god. It's funny too because Scott's like the guitar player.
Oh, we lost Tom Fogarty.
I'm Tom Fogarty on the chat.
Yep, and in the chat I'm John Fogarty.
Oh, no,
so okay, Stu and Doug. Start writing songs now. Guys,
well,
you guys
just the nighttime is the bathroom on the right time. We go take a dump now. Baby.
So wait.
Jacob, I have bad news though. You're going to be singing "Take It Like a Friend" and Sail Away.
Oh, okay. I don't know that song.
You will.
Take it like a
friend. You don't want to know that song.
You're gonna write it soon, so yeah.
Okay.
Cross tie walker.
I'm coming up with it right now.
Take
it like a friend.
A cross tie walker is a hobo who walks on the train tracks till he finds a train and catches the train.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, now that we got Scott back, our next song, "Sinister Purpose."
I love this song. Another great song on the album. I think the name of the song fits the theme of it. It is a kind of a sinister song. I might actually argue it would be a little bit of a cool Halloween song.
Oh yeah, that and Bad Moon Rising. That'd be a good double feature there.
Yeah.
Along with Graveyard Train from Bayou Country.
Graveyard Train.
and for me,
Effigy from
Effigy.
Boys.
Yeah. And
lots of good Halloween songs for friends. And I Put a Spell on You.
First album.
And since I hated working there, Lodi, because I was stuck there a lot. That would be my scary song.
I Put a Spell on You. That's another one you can put on the Halloween playlist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Walking on the water. Yeah, this is a great song.
Yeah, it's no song I don't remember much about, except it wasn't one that I cared about all that much. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say.
I like Sinister Purpose. I think it's really cool. I love how he says it. Sinister purpose knocking at your door. And It's just very sinister sounding. My favorite part is the end where they keep switching up between 4/4 and 6/8, where they'll just go like. And then, like, what the guitar does with that, where it's like, and it'll play the same thing, but the drums and the bass are what changes. So, like, you have like a, and then like the bass is like. I don't know. That's me making weird drum sounds. I've been making weird drum sounds for.
I will say the rhythm section's good when they're not writing and singing songs.
Yes, they're good at drumming and bassing, but not writing songs.
All right, yeah, I really like this one too. It's probably I don't like it as much as you guys, but I still find it has a great rhythm section to it. I love John Fogerty's vocals. I even like the there's a good little guitar riff there. Lyrically, the song is pretty interesting. The way I interpreted the song, it was like I first thought it was this toxic love song at first, but I think it's more about making a deal with the devil because war's next.
Well, you gave away what your favorite deep cut on this album is just by you saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it away.
I think it's a good song. I think it's, even though it's one of the weaker songs, the only reason it is because I like the other songs. This is just an amazing album in general.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Is someone getting the garbage can?
It sounds like.
All right. Well, the last song.
That's so funny. You turn your thing off, and all you hear is. It's like, oh no, it's garbage time. It's garbage time. The garbage man, and then defeated the garbage all over the place.
It's the right time to be with the one you love. And then there's the right day. Okay, I'm waiting on the rant.
I don't have a lot to say about it. This song just sucks. They do a vocal job at covering the song. I just think the backing vocals are awful. I don't think John Fogerty's really singing it that well. This is like their first like bad song, if you ask me. I think this song's garbage. It's garbage.
Well, I like the song. It's in my top 5.
All right.
After hearing that, I'm like, oh, okay. Hard to follow that. I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty good.
It's like the exact opposite of No Corner.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was like, this is my favorite song on the album. And then you're like, no, I think it's the worst song on the album.
Yeah, I feel like I'll take whatever he said and kind of go the opposite, I guess. Like, I really like the backing vocals. That's what I like the song. The bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Yeah. Song where I was like, I like this. It's kind of a cool, beat and kind of I like I don't know. And I thought it was sung fine, and I thought it had some catchiness to it. And after hearing Sinister Purpose and Cross-Eyed Walker, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. Like, I was like, you got me back on the album now. After those 2 songs, I didn't care for it. And then this one, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, it's a cover song, I guess. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it is a cover.
So
I don't know who originally sang the songs. I think it was like a blues classic, but the most famous version is Ray Charles.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was okay.
Somebody who's very familiar with the Ray Charles version, I like the song, but I don't love it because the Ray Charles version's a lot better. The backing vocals are sung by ladies, and it works a lot better. And there's like that one female singer, and the Ray Charles version is like, baby, baby, and then you don't have that in this version, and that's kind of why this is my least favorite song on the album.
Okay. All right. So, well, Briar just said, I agree with Jason. I enjoy the song as well.
Like it, don't love it.
I love the Ray Charles version. That song is amazing. It's
Oh,
one
okay.
of my favorite Ray Charles songs. This, you know what? I'm gonna agree with Jason. I like this cover.
Okay.
Not my favorite on the album. It's not in my top 5. It pales compared to Ray Charles, but I like that they made it their own. I like the rockiness, I guess, in their version. John Fogerty, I think, still does a great job singing it. Yeah, the backing vocals are kind of corny, but it's fun to sing along to at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the reason why I respect their version is, like with what I loved about their version of Good Golly Miss Molly, they make it their own. And I prefer covers where they make it their own instead of just do like a blind copy of the original song. So, yeah, I think this is I thought this was a good way to close the album, even though it's not one of my favorites on the album.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get into our top 5. What is everybody's top 5 from the Green River album?
I'll go first. Before I do, I'll give my honorable mentions. I'm going to say, for my honorable mentions, I'm going to say Green River, Commotion, and I'm going to say Tombstone Shadow. So the first 3 songs on the album are honorable mentions for me. As for the dishonorable mention, it's going to be the last song. Last song really, really, really sucks. But my top 5 is going to be Cross Tie Walker. Again, that barely edged into my top 5. Number 4, Bad Moon Rising. Number 3, Sinister Poipus. Number 2, Lodi. And you know what? Just listening to the album one more time before doing this review, the song went up to number 1. That's going to be Wrote a Song for Everyone.
Oh. All right. Number 5 for me was The Nighttime is the Right Time. Number 4 is Green River. Number 3, Wrote a Song for Everyone. Number 2, Lodi. And number 1 is Bad Moon Rising.
Okay.
Number 5 is going to be Sinister Poipus. Number 4 is Tombstone Shadow. Number 3 is Lodi. Number 2 is Wrote a Song for Everyone. And number 1 is That Bathroom on the Right.
Bathroom on the Right.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad we all have Lodi and Bad Moon Rising on the top 5.
All right. So for me, I don't have a dishonorable mention. My least favorite is Cross Tie Walker, but I don't think it's bad enough to be dishonorable mention. I got 2 honorable mentions, which are Tombstone Shadow and Nighttime is the Right Time. And then my top 5, number 5, Wrote a Song for Everyone. Number 4, Green River. Number 3, Lodi. Number 2, Commotion. And number 1, Bad Moon Rising.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't have Bad Moon Rising as my favorite.
3 of us have Bad Moon.
If you had that on there, we would have had like our first quadrifecta.
We never have had that, do we?
No.
I don't think we ever will.
Anyone's going to be.
Never will.
I don't think anyone's going to be given this.
CCR, I don't mind because the quality is high bar.
Oh, I know we're gonna have we're all gonna have the same number 1 with Beatles for Sale.
Mardi
It's not
Gras.
gonna be anything else.
We're all gonna have
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras as well. Yeah.
I might appreciate taking like a friend, maybe. I don't.
Okay.
That made me laugh out loud. Everyone hates that song.
Queen. I think when Briar joins us, I think it's gonna be like a 5-way tie
That's right.
on favorite song.
Well, we'll find out when we get to Mardi Gras. That's gonna be a little bit. What's everybody's rating gonna be for Green River?
My rating. So last video I gave it a 10 out of 10. But I will say I will dock out. I will dock out half a point for the last song being horrible. I'm in agreement with Jacob. Like I feel like the album has to open up strong and close out strongly at 10 out of 10, and it closes out on a real stinker for me. The only exception to that rule is Led Zeppelin 3, but that's because to me it's like one of the greatest albums ever made for the most part. That's like the only exception to that. Also, I will say Cross-Eye Walker being only out, despite it is in my top 5 because I really like it, but I will say having two of the same song on the same album docks it off a half point as well. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, for me, going back to this album, what helps this album is that there's 4 absolutely amazing songs on here, 4 of some of CCR's best work, and that really helps the album a lot because the other 5 to me were like, okay to like not that great, you know. So other than the 4 big ones, it kind of dropped off, but because those 4 big ones, and saying if I compare this to the first 2 albums. This has the 4 best songs on it. Compared to the other 2, to me had like maybe 2 good songs on them, and so I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Oh, so you gave it this? I think you gave it the same score as the debut, I believe.
Yeah, same as.
Surprised you didn't give it like an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought about it, but like I said, half the album I was like, didn't care for it. So
fair enough.
I might be the person who gives this one the highest score because this is like either my second or third favorite Creedence album. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 on. I think I gave it a 9. Okay, now I gave it a 9. 9 out of 10 on Green River. The only reason I can't go 10 on it is I took issue with Cross-Eye Walker and how similar it is with Bad Moon Rising. I think if it was on a different album, I would have given this album a 10 out of 10. If Cross-Eye Walker was on Bayou Country, I still think I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if Cross-Eye Walker was on that album. But I still think it's a really good album. I gave it the same score as the debut. I'm going to say I like this album better than the debut, mainly because the 4 singles. The 4 singles on this album are absolutely amazing, and they're some of the best CCR songs.
My album ranking as of now is Green River, debut album, and Bayou Country. And I will say the highlights, like Wrote a Song for Everyone, Lodi, Bad Moon Rising, I will say I do like better than some of the songs on the debut a lot more, but to me, it has a really bad song on it, which to me really badly affects the album in terms of the ranking. I did the average; it's 8.875 out of 10.
Yeah,
so
I did the average as well. I think I will keep it. I'll probably just round it to 8.75 just to make it easy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's just slightly below Bayou Country on the average. Bayou Country is the highest average.
Where is self-titled at?
Self-titled? It's actually very close right now. Bayou Country is 9 out of 10. Green River is 8.75, and the debut is 8.5. So they are neck and neck.
Okay. Well, we should all have pretty good things to say about Willie and the Poor Boys. That album is amazing.
Yeah. That'll be our next CCR review.
I will say I only have 2 10 out of 10 Creedence albums, and Willie and the Poor Boys is one of them.
Okay. Well, we already know what the second one is because we covered Bayou Country.
Covered it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see if CCR gets another 10 out of 10 for me. So far, it's just Bayou Country. Right now, the only artist I've covered so far that has more than 1 10 out of 10 is Michael Jackson. So that's a wait and see. Will CCR be the first one to break the streak?
I gave Bayou Country. 4, and that still got 9.
That's because me and Jacob both gave it.
We averaged the 4 scores together. I think me and Breyer gave it a 10, and Scott gave it a really high score as well. Scott did.
I didn't know Breyer was doing it with us. Queen. Did you hear that? That's Breyer.
Yeah, Breyer does say Mardi Gras will not survive my tirade.
This is
I can't wait to hear
Breyer's rant. If it's going to be anything like the Mr. Wonderful rant,
yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good rant because I've heard nothing but infamous things about that album.
Yeah.
Maybe I should create my own version of Take It Like a Friend and see if it compares with the other version or if it's better.
Or even listening to it, what you think it's going to sound like versus what it actually sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually Jacob predicts.
Just look up the lyrics and then make a video of Jake saying his version of Take It Like a Friend. And just come up with a melody for those lyrics.
Yeah, with the melody, I guess.
Yeah, well, that would be a good challenge.
Yeah, that's a good challenge.
That'd be a good challenge. Okay.
Jacob Martin accidentally makes a good version of Take It Like a Friend.
All right. What was I saying? Okay. Well, like I said, join us next time on the CCR series. We're doing Willie and the Poor Boys. We'll probably do next week. We'll probably do Beatles for Sale as we flip flop the series. For I think at least half of the music junkies, it's more of a ripping off the Band-Aid than anything else. But we'll see where I stand on. I know Jason likes the album. It's going to be a divisive album.
Yeah.
The vibes I'm getting, but
I like just under half the album.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Any final thoughts on Green River before we wrap up?
This album is awesome.
Yes, it is, and there's a bathroom on the right.
And Beatles for Sale sucks.
After listening to this album, there's only one thing I have to say, and that is, Yaruday!
Yeah, so really sucks.
Good night. With the sinners to